Welcome back to another video. So some things have been updated. I have my new phone, which is a higher frame rate at 60 frame rates per second, which is fantastic. I got myself a really cool carpenter's apron. Finally, I can hold all my tools on me without having to wear a hat. It's fantastic. So today's video is something a little bit different. I currently have a project going. My son walks into the corner, my youngest boy walks into the corner of our kitchen table all the time. And I got really tired of him getting hurt. So I took the tabletop off the base upstairs and I brought it downstairs and I cut the corners off. I sanded it down and restained it. Here's the thing. The original color, it was dark walnut, so the whole thing was really dark. You couldn't see the grain, the texture in it properly. So I decided to fix that. I sanded it down and stained it with a different color stain, but I did it a specific way so that the grain look on it stayed dark walnut and it created contrast in the top itself. And I'll turn the camera around here a second. I'll show you, but I'm going to bring a picture up right now. That's what it looked like after I sanded it. Now it's got red mahogany on it. It's beautiful. We have red curtains in our living room, and our couch is red, and our curtains in our kitchen are red. And I wanted something that sort of brought it all together, and I figured red mahogany, it's a dark red, but it'll work. So I'm going to get the camera and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So, I know it's kind of hard to see. There we go. We can get it in the light now. That's what it looks like. That's the dark walnut inside the texture of it, and then the red mahogany on the top. And it's stunning. It looks so much better. You can't see how beautiful it really is in this light, but it looks great. One of the issues with this table, though, it is not actually slats of wood. They have it made to where it looks like one, it looks like there's a seam that runs right here. There's not. It's particle board, but it looks good enough that you can see it all, and with the wood texture, it's great. There is a spot right here that runs through the center of the table where it was machined. With this stain and everything, you can't really tell. So today's video is specifically going to be putting polyurethane on it. I've already dusted it off. It's ready to go. So let me get set up over here. Please ignore my mess. There we go. All right. So today is specifically that. And what I'm going to do is talk about how to polyurethane if you haven't done it before. There are certain ways to do it. Now, we need to take the top off of it. I've got a screwdriver set up right here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. One thing, do not shake the can. Not vigorously like you're shaking paint or stain, because it just doesn't look right. Or it creates bubbles, and then the bubbles get transferred to the finish on the table, and it looks terrible because then it has little pot marks all over it. So what you want to do, and now I don't have any paint stirrers. I forgot to pick some up because I always forget something. So I have skewers that I'm putting together to stir it with. I need a rag to be able to lay these on when I'm done. Stir it up good. And all I'm doing here, get a better grip on it, is I'm just stirring it up. And it looks kind of an amberish color now, but it does dry on clear. And my wife wanted gloss, so that's what I'm going to put on it. Okay. Got my 3-inch brush. And now when you do this, you go with the grain direction. Now with this being particle board doesn't necessarily matter, but I'm going to follow the lines on it anyway. So, bring it over. And we're going to start right here. Woohoo! Yeah, that makes it stand out really well. Now, with this type of poly, you need to put the coat on and let it dry for 4 hours until it's set up a little bit better. All right. Then you come back and you put a second coat on it. Now this stuff only requires about 2 coats. You can put a third on it if you want a really smooth finish, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do 2 because we are without a kitchen table and it is absolutely awful to be without one. We don't have a backup, so I'm just going to do 2 coats, which you will see in this video here shortly. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start the time lapse, and we are going to put some top coat on. Okay, so the first coat is on, and it went on beautifully. Now, what we need to do, I've got my brush here and some lacquer thinner to keep it from getting hard, because I'm going to need the brush again tonight. So the way this stuff works is you put the first coat on, you wait 4 hours, and then you sand it down with 220 grit sandpaper. Specifically 220 grit because it's just the right grit to put a nice smooth finish on it, and then when you hit it with that second coat of lacquer, it dries smooth. So now I just have to wait until it's 250 now, close to 7, and then I'll come back down, sand it again, and hit it with another coat. The stuff that I got for this, it's indoor outdoor spar urethane. So it's clear gloss. It's Helmsman by Minwax. This stuff, I love this stuff. I've got it in spray cans. It's incredible. It's really good. It's heat resistant. It's resistant to scarring really well, which is nice because I have children and they're dangerous. Sure. But yeah, so now we have the first coat on. I'll wait 4 hours. I'll come back down. I'll sand it down, and then I'll hit it again, and it'll look wonderful. And that's coming up right about now. Okay, so it's been 4 hours. It's still mildly tacky, but that's okay. Just a light sanding over it and then another coat, and we let it go for 24 hours. So let's go ahead and sand it. it's been sanded. Now we're going to hit it with the last coat of poly. Here we go. Okay, so the last coat is on. I know the lighting looks absolutely terrible down here. It's a lot brighter than it seems. I am, however, going to put a lamp or something over on that side to give me more light this direction. My hands smell like lacquer thinner. Not a horrible smell, not a great smell either. But now that that's on, now the long wait begins. So my shop is off limits for the next 24 hours. So I will see you in 24 hours. Okay. It's been 24 hours. Well, a little bit over. The top is gorgeous. It is ready to mount back on the base. And I'm going to do that right now. Now that the top is back mounted and you've seen it, isn't that just beautiful? Now that I've done that, I really want to do more. So I think the chairs that go with that table are going to be the next thing that I work on. In that one, you may or may not see my wife because she wants to be a big part of those chairs. So that's the video for this. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.